get along? Can we all get along? Can we all get along? Can we?
This is Los Angeles, where I was living during the 1992 riots. At home, between jobs, I watched the riot ignite with the strike of 2 matches, the verdicts exonerating the officers involved in the Rodney King spectacle, then, sooner than soon, the beating of Reginald Denny. The event began chain smoking. I watched it all on television. On that first night of the riot, I could have been anyone living anywhere except for the friend who called to say his house was on fire. The next morning, walking to a nearby convenience store, I was engulfed by a strange emptiness, as if still distant flames had sucked the usual traffic into a vacuum, producing a dust cloud of molecules and atoms that had drifted well beyond the riot's trajectory. A few days later, the National Guard had restored order. By then, the riot had advanced to a mile or 2 of my home, with plumes of smoke rising from Hollywood Boulevard and resembling nothing so much as tornadoes. As the city settled into an agitated silence, most commentators and editorialists rejected any political motivation whatsoever for the riot. The lid had simply blown off in the absence of a police department accustomed to overreaction, yet suddenly unprepared for a predictable crisis. The lack of a timely response may well have been retaliation against a city that had, for the most part, cast shame upon the entire LA Police Department for the Rodney King incident. Rioters were, the public came to believe, driven by greed. But that's because rioters became temporary capitalists, free of ethics, like Wall Streeters engaged in pyramid schemes, public deception, and 1,000 illegal practices, all pursued without conscience, which could only interfere with profit. It's part of their game. It's part of their religion. The LA rioters mimicked them over the course of a few days. For Wall Streeters, it's a career. Method actors without a method or screenplay, each rioter represented Ralph Ellison's Invisible Man, veiled by mainstream and radical politics. Most expressed a long-repressed rage against rampant police abuses. What law could apply to them if none applied to the police? A temporary ticket to the all-American shopping spree was a mere bonus. The rioters might as well have won a Price is Right showcase. Everything is not political. Everything is economic. Race played its part, of course. The rioters were used to violence in their own communities. When the riot started, they didn't lose their minds so much as vent what was always on their minds. Exploiting the opportunity to loot should be understandable to the general public, given its own insatiable desire for consumer products, driven by an omnipresent environment of surround sound and vision, which in turn situates every product as a religious idol. Manufactured objects would answer all prayers, or so it was promised. Capitalism had always been the true American religion, in which faith is placed not in any god, but in supposedly free markets. For the poor, looting provides a way into a marketplace usually forbidden them. The now defunct Circuit City proved a favorite looting location. All the goods available to those of modest means suddenly became available to the disenfranchised. Rioters must have considered this instant availability of off-limits goods a miracle. The corporation as a legal object can hardly expect empathy or sympathy. As legal definitions, they're abstracted from the human and all ethics. They get what they deserve when they get it at all. Some looters stole practical products like diapers. The media seized upon and ridiculed this form of looting to the hilt, failing to make the connection that such looters obviously couldn't afford diapers, or they would have been stealing entertainment devices. The post-riot political scheme solved nothing. Between 2005 and 2010, the city of Los Angeles paid over $18 million in police brutality lawsuits. Yet the following video reveals that looting proves to be anything but a victimless crime, despite the economic realities that cause such activity.
Pan left, dog, pan left. Watch my backside, right?
This is my business. I can't hear you. If you didn't make it too damn bad. But don't destroy my stuff. Don't burn down my soul.
Come on, Uncle.
I worked too hard for this.
I don't even understand nothing. Come on.
It's not right. It's not right. It's not right what y'all doing. From the ghetto too, same as all of you did.
Y'all need to listen.
But you know, y'all messed up my business. And you call it black power. You mad at the white man? Why destroy my business? Why destroy my truck? Why steal my computer? I'm trying to make it. Could you understand that? Can't y'all see it? I'm trying to make it.
Just start listening.
I gotta do my job. I gotta do my job. Hey, man. Hey, why are you doing this in your community, man? These clothes belong to some of your neighbors.
Nope.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Why? I mean, but what? How can you explain this, man? Is this gonna solve anything?
I'm 39, be 40 in a couple months, and so help me God, I never seen parents teaching children to steal. I mean, breaking the windows down and pushing the kids in the store to steal. If I had done that, my mom would beat the stuffings out of me if she had caught me stealing. But these parents teaching their kids to steal, I can't understand it. But they ever take their kids to church? Do they ever teach them to believe in Jesus? I don't believe this stuff. I just can't.